Live from all the countless work from home Zoom office spaces across Michigan, it's time to thank our lucky stars. The census was a huge success. Ladies and gentlemen, state legislators, esteemed guests, and all those zooming in because it's COVID-19 and you have nothing else to do. We're going to take some time out of our day to honor the stars of the 2020 census with the first ever Censee Awards. I'm your host, Dion Williams. That's right, Michigan. We handled our business in 2020. And for that, a lot of people are going to be recognized during this Michigan 2020 Be Counted Awards presentation. Now, before everyone gets too excited about the prospect of receiving an award, I have to be transparent about something. There aren't actually any real awards. It's more of a symbolic thing. The virtual awards show is more about the reward that our state will receive. All of the benefits and resources we'll be getting thanks to the hard work and dedication of the people, organizations, communities who made it happen. A lot of love must be shown to those folks who were responsible for bringing 10 years of benefits to our state, for answering nine easy questions. This is a celebration of Michigan's top movers and shakers. The individuals with the grit, strong work ethic that allowed us to accomplish something incredible. Everyday heroes who put the gander in Michigander. The data counters who could be really counted on. Their dedication, their heroic efforts, their sacrifice, their blood, sweat, and tears, and any other cliche that you could think of. These are the people who were essential for securing Michigan's best top 10 finish for the census in 30 years. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Just got a text from Governor Whitmer. It's the top 8 finish, not the top 10. Sorry about that, G. Speaking of which, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the state's secret weapon, the indomitable prize fighter from Lansing, the coolest governor ever, Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Thank you, Dion. On behalf of the entire state of Michigan, I want to congratulate all the volunteers, staff, and Complete Count Committee leaders who helped make our 2020 Be Counted Census campaign an outstanding, record-setting success. Together, you helped us launch the largest effort in state history to ensure all Michiganders were counted, and you delivered when it counted most. On June 17th, Michigan became the first state in the nation to have exceeded our 2010 self-response rate. At the end, Michigan finished 8th in the nation for its self-response rate. That's our state's best performance since at least 1990. Michigan also ranked 3rd best in the nation for the largest gain in its statewide response rate from the 2010 census. The census campaign was a tremendous task, made more difficult by multiple challenges of 2020, including, of course, the coronavirus pandemic. Yet Michiganders in all parts of our state rose to the challenge, with more than 71% of households completing their census on their own. Our results reflect the hard work of everyone involved in promoting Michigan's Be Counted campaign. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist and I want to thank you for sharing your time, your talent, and your expertise to improve Michigan communities. But before I go, I just want to say we actually tied for 5th with Iowa, and we were only about 1% away from 2nd place Washington State. So we got that going for us, which is incredible. My deepest thanks goes to all of our 2020 census honorees on a job well done. Back to you, Dion.
Thank you, Madam Governor. You are certainly one of our biggest and brightest stars. We are lucky to have you. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. No, it's not intermission. You should have already had that drink in your hand. It's the most highly anticipated Censee Awards category, the award for the amazing collaboration and notable individuals that made all things happen. For that, I'm going to pass the baton to Nellie Tsai of the Michigan Nonprofit Association.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. In 2017, the Michigan Nonprofit Association and the Council of Michigan Foundations, with financial support from more than 40 foundations and the state of Michigan, launched an ambitious campaign to mobilize nonprofits in the state to help get a complete and accurate count in the 2020 census. We engage hundreds of nonprofits across the state in a nonpartisan multiracial coalition that focus on connecting historically undercounted populations, such as people of color, immigrants and their families, young children, and those living in poverty, with the importance of census and how it would impact them. Our achievements would not be possible without the dedication of the following individuals. Our campaign co-chairs, President and CEO of the Michigan Nonprofit Association, Donna Murray Brown, and the outgoing President and CEO of Access, Hassan Jaber. We were also led by our campaign manager, Joan Gustafson, External Affairs Officer at M&A. We relied on the great work of Mort Crim Communications, led by President Rich Donnelly and our account director, Michelle Franzen Martin, in getting a lot of the word out. Also, we'd like to thank Dr. Haig Oshagan, Executive Director of New Michigan Media as well. Thank you all so much for all of your tireless work in this campaign.
And now, here's another amazing collaboration of notable individuals who made it happen for the 2020 census. It's the team from the Michigan Municipal League Foundation. And now a few words from our friends at MML.
Thanks, Dion. The Michigan Municipal League Foundation supported statewide efforts to encourage census completion, as well as provided support and resources to local units of government. Robust outreach efforts were possible thanks to just over $4.9 million from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. We also received $750,000 in corporate donations, bringing our total to nearly $5.7 million in available funding. Among the contributors whom the MML Foundation wants to thank for their generosity and philanthropy are the DTE Foundation, AT&T, Consumers Energy, Delta Dental, Michigan Energy First, and the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights. There are also some individuals that we'd like to thank that were very instrumental in helping us to develop one of the most successful census campaigns in the history of our state. The Michigan Municipal League Foundation President, Helen Johnson, the Foundation Chair, Carla Gribbs with DTE Energy, the Michigan Municipal League Executive Director, Dan Gilmartin, City of Detroit Census Director, Vicki Kovari, Mayor Ken Cyber from Southfield, the League's immediate past president, Mayor of Saginaw, Brenda Faye Moore, and countless others. Thank you so much for making this possible.
And now, the person who served as quarterback behind the scenes for the Michigan 2020 Census Be Counted campaign. Please welcome the one, the only, Michigan Census Director, Carrie Ebersol Singh.
Thank you, Deanne. That was quite an introduction. First, I must say, I want to thank Governor Whitmer for appointing me as the director of the 2020 Michigan Be Counted Census campaign. It was an incredible honor to work with an amazing team on this critical issue that was a great impact to our state and communities. This was an all hands on deck moment, or shall I say, all State Department moment on deck, assisted in census promotion and outreach. Some of the highlights include the Michigan State Lottery, which generated more than 650 million census impressions statewide at retail stores, including 340 million impressions from census messages printed on tickets. The Michigan State Secretary of State utilized their 131 branches across the state, including at least one in every Michigan county, to post census promotional material. And the Michigan Department of Civil Rights, who supported the convening of Hispanic and Arabic roundtable discussions. These roundtables, with well-respected figures in their communities, discussed the impact of the census, dispelled myths, and were conducted in Spanish or Arabic. I also want to salute the Division of Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing for their amazing engagement with disability constituency calls, providing resources like an FAQ in American Sign Language on the Be Counted website, and a census-themed newsletter. And I must mention one of the unsung heroes of our work, the State of Michigan demographer, Eric Guthrie. Eric worked tirelessly to answer technical questions and inform our work, Ultimately, his expertise greatly increased the accuracy of the data collection for the state of Michigan. His work continues and will be a tremendous asset for the state as the federal government finalizes and releases the data and works to move forward with the redistricting process. I also want to note one of the highlights for me in leading the Michigan 2020 Census Be Counted campaign was the collaboration we received from both sides of the aisle in the Michigan legislature. We don't hear about these examples enough, and Michiganders should take comfort in knowing that there are some issues where we can all reach consensus and achieve success for our communities. We could not have accomplished this historic success we scored this past year without the legislative leadership of 4 members of the Michigan legislature. They are Republican State Senator Jim Stamas of Midland, Democratic State Senator Adam Ollier of Detroit, Republican State Representative Julie Calley of Portland in West Michigan, and Democratic State Representative Tyrone Carter of Detroit. I thank you, and the state of Michigan thanks you. Now, in closing, I just want to say I'm incredibly proud and extremely grateful for all the Be Counted team members for rallying together to improve the quality of life in Michigan for the next decade. Thank you.
Now, Michigan, none of this would have been possible without bipartisan support of our next 2 heavy hitters. But even more important than their efforts were the efforts of the folks that were living in their communities that they represent. For they are the benefactors of this effort, and they will be recognized and awarded. To present the Let's Thank Our Lucky Stars, we have these communities working so hard for us award. Please welcome to the stage State Representative Julie Calley and State Senator Adam Ollier.
So, do you want to go first, Adam?
No, go ahead. Julie, you go first.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
Okay, that's very unifying of you.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. I represent the state's 87th House District in West Michigan, and I'm the chair of the House Local Government and Municipal Finance Committee. As Governor Whitmer noted, the Michigan Census campaign teams faced a set of challenges unique to any previous census efforts in history. The outbreak of a global coronavirus pandemic in early 2020 forced a major overhaul of Michigan's census campaign strategy. Despite these hurdles, Michigan's 2020 census campaign produced successful results unprecedented in state history for any previous census awareness push. There are a few Michiganders who deserve special recognition to highlight their leadership and perseverance during the campaign. It is a privilege for my colleague, Senator Ollier, and me to salute just a few of our residents and organizations whose tireless work was instrumental to the 2020 census campaign. I want to personally extend my gratitude to our local United Ways and their incredible team members. They made an extraordinary effort and helped the census campaign navigate through uncharted waters. Now, let's hear from my good friend, Senator Adam Ollier.
Nicely done, Julie. I'm Senator Adam Ollier, and I represent Michigan's 2nd Senate District. My district encompasses Detroit, all 5 Grosse Pointes, Hamtramck, Harper Woods, and Highland Park. But regardless of where you live in Michigan, the 2020 census was an important priority. Governor Whitmer and the Michigan legislature, in an overwhelmingly bipartisan vote, allocated an unprecedented $16 million in state funding to help with outreach and preparation for Michigan residents' participation in the 2020 census. The results Michigan produced couldn't have happened without the support, innovation, and commitment of numerous stakeholders, and I'm happy to thank some of them. In the Metro Detroit region that I represent, I'd like to thank a couple special folks who made a huge difference in the Detroit region. The Council of Baptist Pastors, under the leadership of Pastor Bland, NAACP Executive Director Kamalia Lindrum, and President Wendell Anthony, New Era Detroit and Flint, Goodwill Industries CEO Dan Varner, Mayor Neely from the city of Flint, the city council members from Highland Park, Patrick and Clyburn, Vanguard Community Development Corporation, the Neighborhood Service Organization and their CEO, Linda Little, Pastors Quantez Presley of Third New Hope, Bishop Edgar Van of Second Ebenezer, Pastor Sterling Brewer of historic King David Church, Pastor Barry Randolph from Church of the Messiah, and Sharice Butler from Detroit Public Schools Community District, along with a host of other organizations like the Michigan Municipal League, the State of Michigan Complete Counts community. And just to say thank you for all of you who really made a big difference. We had historic turnout, and we know that that's possible because a ton of organizations took over the mantle and said we were all going to get counted. And so it's my honor to open this envelope and award the Thank Your Lucky Stars Award as we think of who is most deserving of this honor this year. And without question, it's all the communities of Michigan.
Wow, thank you, Representative Julie Calley and Senator Adam Ollier. The 2020 Census Be Counted Honor Ceremony is a great expression of gratitude for all of the wonderful Michiganders who helped make the campaign an unprecedented success. From the UP to Saginaw to Detroit to the Twin Cities, Benton Harbor and St. Joe, from Cadillac to Bad Axe and all points in between, Michiganders came together to be counted. And now, I'd like to take a moment to thank our ecumenical leaders from across the state who encourage their worshipers to complete the census. Their Census Sunday sermons were a tremendous support during the campaign. I'd like to thank everyone who participated, the foundations, the nonprofit organizations, the barbershops and beauty salons, the celebrities, the volunteers, the essential door knockers, everyone who distributed food during this campaign. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of our great state's governor, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, we'd like to thank each of you for making our state a wonderful, beautiful, tremendous, truly unique place to live, recreate, grow families, and make Michigan more prosperous. In closing, I think it's fair to say that we all want to thank our lucky stars that we have such talented people at work here in the great state of Michigan. Thank you, good night, and I hope to see you in 10 years. God bless.
You know you can, so check your math. Tell me what you see. Count it, baby, yeah. Count, so check your math.
It's that
Tell
way,
me what you see.
that
Count
way,
it, baby,
it's that
yeah. Woo, child, need your attention and assistance. Time for the census. We've got to be recounted. Will we be miscounted? I doubt it. We can have better schools and a community on the move. Guess what? It's up to you. Need some advice, here's what to do. Grab a pen and fill it out. It's confidential, do it now. You know you count, so check your math. Tell me what you see. Count it, baby, yeah. Count, so check your math. Tell me what you see. Count it, baby, yeah. Count it, baby, yeah. Tell me what you see. Count it, baby, yeah. Woo, child, this is all about you. Sit back, let me tell you what the census can do. A minute of your time can do so much. Medicare, Medicaid, programs, school lunch. We can improve the roads, get better housing, don't you know? We've all gotta play our role. We've gotta make our voices known.